St George coming out now for this game against Cronulla Sutherland, and of course the commencement of the completion of round 13 this weekend. And there's the St George side: Maybon, Walford, Coyne, Bradley, Turp, Walker and Chapman, Hardy, Brown, Stevens, Barnhill, Goulet and Mackay. And Brian Smith appointed for 2 more years as coach of St George. Cronulla Sutherland 4 points in front of St George on the Winfield Cup ladder. And the last time we had them on television was their last match, a 46-0 win over the Gold Coast. Dave Watson, Crossan, Eddinghausen, Bell, Barnett, Healy, Green, Lee, Neve, Kearns, Staines, Hick and Borton, and coached by John Lang. St George have been on the toboggan, so Goulet means a lot to them. Hardy did well, got a ball on for Coyne. Coyne in and away, over the halfway line and just about 42 metres out now from the Cronulla line. A quick play the ball for Barnhill, and then quick hands from Stevens to Hardy. And that was a nice passage of play for St George. Hardy plays it, Brown gives it, Chapman serves it up, Walker's with it, and now for Goulet out wide, turns it back inside for Brad Mackay, and 5 tackles gone, 5 metres out from the line. Walker goes from dummy half, gets a hand on it, that's a try. That's a 4-pointer. Good work by Andrew Walker.
At the end there, Goulet made a good bust inside to Mackay. And Andrew Walker, talented individual, this young 5'8", the right foot kick. Was able to reach out at the end there. Difficult to get through those players. Great control.
We've already seen Sterlo. He's prepared to back himself in, isn't he?
So a 50% record for Damien Chapman on the goal-kicking stats. And here he is, this youngster, putting it straight between the uprights, a little bit off to the right. But St George lead after 7 minutes, 6-0 over Cronulla Sutherland. Put away, 35 out from the line. Barnhill 1 tackler, Mackay the other. Staines works on the blind side and very close to the sideline. Plays it on the 20-metre line. They're halfway through this set of tackles. Green looks for a run around from Healy. It's there. Long ball out for Andrew Eddinghausen. He puts his foot down and Bradley is there to put him away. 5 tackles gone inside the 20-metre line, and again off the boot of Mitch Healy, and again they look to be onside, and again a chance for Cronulla, but Barnett puts it down, and it'll come out to the 20-metre line for the restart.
Well, you think they'll be using this tactic a few times tonight. Once again, Cronulla with a chance. Barnett, the man, to get his hands to the ball.
They're in the centre of the ground. Brown, here's the call from Mackay, and Mackay takes it just inside the 10-metre line. Staines involved in the tackling with Andrew Neve. They come back to the right through Chapman onto Walker. Walker now gives it to Stevens. Stevens lets a player go. Coyne will score, will he? Yes. Oh, a high shot it looked like from the fullback Watson.
Not enough, he's got it down.
He hasn't got it down. So Walker or Watson appearing to go high. This may still be a penalty.
Well, he looked odds on to score, Mark Coyne. Beautiful move again from St George with slick passing. The second man pass was the important one, but a high tackle there almost on the try line from Jeff Bell. There's Coyne going back inside. Bell gets him around the... No, it's Watson, in fact. Gets him around the shoulder area. It's a penalty.
Well, Ray, I know the referee had already ruled here that that is a high shot. He'd already ruled that Coyne was held up. But what about the penalty try? He looks set to score.
There's no doubt in my mind that Coyne scores if you take away the high shot, the foul shot. He's got the wrong bloke, by the way. In my view, it should have been a penalty try. The kick is a beauty. Tremendous kick by young Chapman. St George leading 8-0 after 19 minutes. Neve, very talented hooker. Came from the same club in Queensland as Paul Green. Eddinghausen sweeping it away to Green. Back inside for Hick. And Brown goes up the top. And a penalty is awarded to Cronulla. St George offside.
Taking your kicks for goal. Let's have a look where the St George defence is. They rushed up too quickly for the referee's liking. It was led by Damien Chapman. And he was the man penalised.
Crossing 67%, just off centre, and it leaves the boot beautifully. So Cronulla's on the board. 8-2 in favour of St George after 26 minutes. Davidson. Strong run by the former Kangaroo. To the blind side themselves, and an intercept. They will not catch this man. Very fast Rex Turp. He will score wide out. Intercepted try for Rex Turp. 12 points to 2. Saints after 33.
Well, haven't we seen some intercepts this week? You see here, Paul Green tries to step and get on the outside of his player. We freeze play there. There you see Rex Turp at the back. Really no support close in. As play continues, it's an easy task for Turp to pluck the ball out of the air in front of Eon Crossan. But the problem for Paul Green was that Rex Turp had come up into the line quite quickly, and nobody had reacted off the shoulder of Paul Green to come short. And as Ray Warren has pointed out, probably one of the quickest players on the field. Once he was into open spaces, Bell gave chase, but he was a long, long way away.
Jeff Bell may have done is saved a couple of points for his side, though.
Chapman then has got a relatively difficult attempted conversion. 22 out. 8 in from touch. Coming around ever so gently and hits the upright. So no conversion. And the score after 34 minutes in Friday Night League, 12-2. Stevens. Green comes up with the ball for Cronulla. We're practically right on half-time. I wonder will they'll have time to play all 6 tackles. Watson flicks for Green, then under the chest of Eddinghausen. Just the way he moves, you can tell that he's a class act, Eddinghausen. Healy inside ball for Green to the 20-metre line. The siren must be right on us. Watson for Eddinghausen, then for Andrew Hick. And they're 10 metres out from the line. Ward tells the defence to get off him. Can Cronulla score with the siren about to sound? Danny Lee tackled on 5. Andrew Neve goes left for Paul Green. Green puts it on the ground, on the boot. The siren is sounding, and Eddie Ward calls a halt. So a good first half. St George leading, though, 12-2. This crowd has developed into a reasonable one. It didn't look all that large early on, but as the game kicked off, the numbers, they enlarged. Healy now, angling across. Watson comes into the back line. Very elusive player, Dave Watson. Those of you who saw his performance against Gold Coast, he's brilliant in attack. Green plays it now. To the left they go. Healy puts on some speed. And that's a good tackle by Paul Stevens, and a penalty goes to Cronulla. Ward using the advantage.
Thought he took the wrong option there, Mitch Healy. They had a fair overlap on that side of the field, but he straightened up and went himself. Just have a look at how many numbers they've got out there. There's only 3 St George defenders. I can see 4 Cronulla players there with plenty of space.
Davidson. Great tackle. Paul Stevens was underneath. Barnhill over the top. Cronulla Sutherland with a chance here. Dan Staines, tackled by Hardy and Brown. Neve, 3 metres from the line. Borton. And again, Cronulla forced to the ground by St George. Not the first time they found themselves in this situation in the second half. Through Green, onto Healy. Then for Bell. He got a pass in field that came off his own boot and went forward. Healy coming over the top. Brought a groan from the crowd. Walker gets it out. 3 metres from their own line. Paul Stevens. Watch this.
Well, I think he had every right to come through, Mitch Hill. You find here that Chapman actually loses the football there.
Brown's work rate has been high tonight. Green. That's Hick angling back to the blind, and an easy prey for Barnhill and Paul Stevens. But Cronulla, they're starting to surge again now. Davidson the decoy. Watson comes into the back line. Eddinghausen flick passes out the back, and Crossan can't take it. Oh, it was going to be always hard for him to take it. But the combination of Watson and Eddinghausen shows its class.
Yeah, Watson showed his class in drawing two defenders here. Walker came in, needed to stay out. Eddinghausen defends. Crossan picks this up, you'd think he'd score.
Cronulla then winning the scrum. The lock picks it up. The half goes down the blind, and this time Crossan will get the try. He gets the try, Eon Crossan, that probably he should have scored about 60 seconds ago.
Let's just have a look here. You see the scrum is screwed around. That puts the lock in the second row at a disadvantage. Borton picks up, draws Chapman. Paul Green is outside Chapman, and that leaves Eon Crossan unmarked on the outside. Now, the fact that they screwed the scrum and put the left second row for St George and the lock forward even more out of play.
Crossan scores his 6th try of the year. From the touchline, one of the very good kickers in the game, but he's just offline. So 12-6 in favour of the Dragons after 51 minutes. Maybon reading the play very well with Bradley. Eddinghausen plays it in the centre of the ground. A penalty goes to Cronulla. The marker was all over him. Bradley called out by referee Eddie Ward. I think you will find that he's infringed by leaning all over the man playing the ball, and that would be his ruling. Crossan, 100 points for the season, and that's 102. So Cronulla starting to edge closer. 12-8 down, 55 minutes gone. The second half has been all theirs. There's
been a couple of simple mistakes that St George have committed in their own territory.
Not in the 50s, 60s era, but after that, Robert Stone. Not sure if there's any relation. This is Kogarah. 40 metres out from the Cronulla line. They come wide. Chapman for Walker, then for Stone. Big lump of the lad. And they keep coming to the blind side. Hardy using Goulet. Goulet throws the dummy. And then he's thrust into the ground by Eddinghausen. Eddinghausen's defence tonight has been very strong. This is a good bomb. Watson, he's lost it. The ball goes down and Eddie Ward looks at it. I think it's a try. Yes, it is. The Dragons rejoice and Jeff Hardy comes up with the try to make the Dragons 16-8 in front.
And just reward for Jeff Hardy, but what about this kick? It's gone out of sight. Almost impossible to get a good catch on that one, swirling around. Eddinghausen missed it, Watson couldn't get near it. Brown gets there with Hardy.
Those torpedoes are tough to take, and when they're near the posts, makes it even harder for a fullback.
And Chapman with 2 from 3 in the goal-kicking department makes it 3 from 4. Saints, after 59, 18-8 in front. From Bradley, a dummy half. Troy Stone lumbers his way up towards the 30-metre line. The Dragons looking pretty good now. They've gone up a cog. Barnhill, penalty. Ward was playing an advantage. Damien Chapman, 3 out of 4. And kicking beautifully tonight. And again, he's done it. Easy for Damien Chapman. 20 points to 8, his team leads. Neve again for Green. Pushed along the line for Healy to put it in the air. Eddinghausen is in pursuit and he's onside. The ball is down and away. Ward, though, calls them back. He claims that the ball has been propelled forward by Cronulla.
Must have been touch and go here. Eddinghausen put on a good chase, but there you see, went off the right hand. Going back, and Robbie Kearns would have been in under the post, but the referee said the ball had been propelled forward.
Noel Goldthorpe is on in jumper number 20. Mark Kogarah.
So Damien Chapman leaving, clutching up around the shoulder area. So an opportunity here for Noel Goldthorpe. He's been out of the top grade for 2 weeks. The dummy's thrown by Brown. He's got something like 20 minutes to try and force his way back into the top grade as Walker again finds space with the chip.
Maybon or Goldthorpe it was, and now Stone inside for Brown. Brown down for Goulet, but it's been all recalled.
And the pass there to Nathan Brown ruled to be forward. Really thought they probably should have scored here. Andrew Walker again, no sweeper for Cronulla. Walker didn't get the bounce, but Goldthorpe offloaded beautifully to Stone. Goulet was back inside. That pass to Brown was ruled forward.
10 metres away from the Cronulla line. They've got all the work to do. And a clean break has been made by the half. Rex Turp will get him, I'd say. Green's looking around. He's still waiting for support to come. Here it comes now. He'll go all the way, the little fella. Good boy. What a great run by Paul Green. Fair dinkum, it was like the tortoise and the hare. But he got home.
Oh, sensational, Evan. You can see. What about the face? He won't be able to get back to the other end of the field. He's busted straight through a tackle here, pushed off Stevens. Now you can see Turk coming from his right and Coyne from his left. They almost collide when he comes back in, Paul. They do. One pushes the other over, and then the dummy was thrown, and Coyne stumbles again. He's just bamboozled them. Oh, what about that?
You can see from the moment he made the break and fended off Stevens, he was starting to have a look around. See Turp coming, Coyne coming. No Cronulla players inside, so we thought he'd step inside and hang around for some support. Crossland on his right. He didn't need him. Coyne stumbles and young fellow, he may have got him back in it.
Here's the conversion attempt, and it's just wide again. 20 points to 12 St George. Paul Green, a magnificent effort, 90 metres. Cronulla pushing the ball along the line. Dave Watson combines with Andrew Ettinghausen. And Andrew Walker pulls off a copybook tackle. Davidson says, give me a run. Healy taking three defenders with him as he unloads the ball. Andrew Pearce, intercepted by David Barnhill. David Barnhill, they're not catching in quickly enough. Oh, great try for the big second row forward. That's not easy when you've pumped out 34 tackles and 9 hit-ups and you've played an Origin match 5 days earlier. Big effort by Dave Barnhill.
And it's not often you see so many long-range tries in a game. This one's 60 metres. They're keeping it alive here, as they've got to do, Cronulla. All of a sudden, Barnhill swoops. We've seen Turp go away. We've seen Green run 90 metres. David Barnhill, Andrew Neve was the close. No, in fact, it was Bell chasing him, so he showed a good turn of speed, did Barnhill. Scored under the post. Pass from Andrew Pearce was the telling one.
David Barnhill, really, we've seen him stride out that quickly at training. Saw the try line in sight. Not very often for a second rower.
Gets a handshake there from Brian Smith as Walker is successful with the conversion attempt. And this game is over now, 26 points to 12. He thinks they're there now.
Talking of Fatty, who'll be out tomorrow and back on the boards of television next Friday night. And talking of next Sunday, we've got that big match, Canterbury and North Sydney. Looking forward to that, 1 versus 3. Driving defence by the Saints, by Troy Stone. Loose ball picked up by Andrew Ettinghausen. And Andrew goes around and through. Now, let's watch his pace. Here's Maybon. Oh, he kicks and it came off the head of Maybon. No knock-on, play on. Rex Turk.
Exciting stuff here from ET. Just gets a bit close to Maybon. He was looking for support back in the inside, saw there was none available. Tried to kick over the top, but Maybon again got his body in the right position and then cleaned up.
Even if that had have come off the hands of Maybon or the arms, it would have been determined as a charge down, and the hands can come in contact with the ball when rising off the boot. So a kick and chase for Mitch Healy. They were all up in the back line, the Dragons. Maybon scampers back to clean up. Well, it's been a spectacular second half. About to come to an end from one end to the other, and the siren to sound in a matter of seconds. Timeout. Mark Coyne unable to play the ball. Eddie Ward calls a halt though, the siren sounding in the background. St George defeating Cronulla 26 points to 12. The celebration for the team. Mark Coyne looks like he'll be okay. Brian Smith celebrates the re-signing of a contract with the club with a victory. 26-12 then in favour of the Dragons.